Yo, what's good YouTube? Tempo TCG here for the first video on my official YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be covering one of my favorite decks to play in this current format, Arceus Goodra. I think this deck has a lot of potential and a lot of really great matchups in this current meta, and I think playing it is really good for preparing for the next format as well. Without further ado, let's jump into the list, let's jump into some gameplay, and let's figure out how Arc Goodra works. So, here's the list. It's pretty straightforward in terms of an Arc Goo list. It's very standard. We've got our 4 Arceus V. Arceus V is our ideal starting Pokemon as it helps set up our other Pokemon in our deck. It also evolves into one of our 3 copies of Arceus VSTAR. Arceus VSTAR has the attack Trinity Nova, which for 3 energy does 200 damage and allows us to search our deck for 3 basic energies and attach them to our Pokemon V in any way we like. This is really great at setting up our other Pokemon like our Goodras, or maybe we're trying to run some more Arceuses and just go Arc. Arceus also has the V-Star ability Starbirth, which lets us search our deck for 2 cards and put them into our hand. This means it's really easy to get set up with Arceus and we can normally slap down a path and judge our opponent's turn 2 just to get that disruption in. We do run a 2-2 Goodra line. Goodra is a really solid Pokemon into a lot of the top decks in the meta right now, including Charizard, Miraidon, Chien-Pao, Gardevoir, and other Arceus decks. Goodra has the attack Rolling Iron, which for 3 energy does 200 damage and allows us to take 80 less damage from attacks next turn. This means to one-shot Goodra from full health, you have to swing 350, which is a lot of damage, and pretty much only Moon, Tina, and Chien-Pao are able to kill Goodra in one shot. Our last Pokemon is a 2-2 Bibarel line, and they are our main draw engine. We don't really need any other Pokemon in the deck, as we're kind of just swinging with Arceus, swinging with Goodra, throwing path down and judging our opponent. So yeah, that's our Pokemon line. Moving on to supporters, our supporter count is fairly straightforward. We've got 4 Iono. Iono is really great late game for draw and disruption, but early game it can also be really good if we've got a bricked up hand and we really need to get a new one. 4 Boss's Orders. Boss is obviously just here for Gust. It can be really good when you're swinging with Goodra. We do play 3 Judge. Judge is really good early game for harder disruption than a card like Iono. And I think Judge is actually just the better of the 2 cards when we are throwing down path trying to disrupt our opponent. Lastly, we do run 2 Raihan. Raihan not only allows us to accelerate energy, but it also allows us to search our deck for any card we need, whether that's another path, another energy to attach, or maybe we're looking for our Goodra Vstar. Our Pokeball count is a very standard Arceus count of 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Nest Ball. This keeps our deck as consistent with finding our Pokemon as it can be, and it allows us to almost always get set up turn 2 to attack with Arceus. We do run 1 Switch just to switch our active in case we're stuck in something, and 1 Escape Rope. I think Escape Rope is a really good card in this deck because it allows us to switch out of Arceus into Goodra while we force our opponent to promote something else. We run 1 Counter Catcher just in case our opponent goes up on prizes or takes the first knockout on us and we don't have a way to gust up, like we need to use a Raihan instead of using a boss. Counter Catcher can be really, really good. We play 1 Lost Vacuum to either get rid of our own path or get rid of a pesky tool or stadium our opponent may have in play. Our tool line is really, really awesome. We've got a Vengeful Punch in the deck, which initially may seem pretty odd, but it fixes a ton of math in this deck for us. A deck like Chien-Pao, where Chien-Pao has 220 HP, or Miraidon, which Miraidon has 220 HP, those cards aren't being one-shot by Goodra or Arceus. However, with the 40 damage from Vengeful Punch, it means we can swing into Miraidons, Roaring Moons, Chien-Paos, and then when they swing us back and they knock us out, we in turn are knocking them out. It can set other Pokemon up for knockouts or take knockouts we need to get taken. And then we run 1 Choice Belt. Choice Belt is really good for swinging 210 HP V Pokemon with Arceus or 230 HP V Pokemon with Goodra. Our 4 stadiums are all Path to the Peak. The deck really relies on disruption and slowing our opponent down, as we are a little bit of a slower deck, and there is no other stadium that I would trust to help slow our opponent down more than I trust Path to the Peak. Our energy count is really, really simple. It's 4 water, 4 metal, 4 Double Turbo, and 2 V-Guard Energy. Now, V-Guard Energy might become a little bit obsolete, but with Giratina running so rampant, I think V-Guard is a necessity in this deck as it helps to keep our Arceuses and our Goodras alive from lost impact. So yeah, that's the list. Let's hop into some games. Alrighty, so our opponent is going to choose a coin flip. We are playing an Arc Pile, so we obviously want to play first. Let's move this quick. Would we want to go first? Absolutely. We're trying to get that attached pass going. Let's see what we can start here. Oh, well, we start a mulligan. Never a good sign, but let's see if we can turn this around here. Mulligan 1. Hey, the ideal start. Arceus attached pass. Alright, they start Mander Pidgey. We are playing against Charizard. This matchup is fairly favored for us. I'm going to Nest Ball here into Bidoof. We're just going to attach V-Guard Energy, and then we are literally just passing our turn here. This is the most ideal start we can really get is Bidoof, Bibarel in hand, an Ultra Ball for next turn, Goodra on our bench, and Arceus V with an energy in the active spot. Because really, we just want to swing with Arceus early. Now here, they do attach return, retreat, probably into Mew. Yep, they retreat into Mew. They're going to Mysterious Tail. For a Level Ball, that's not a bad card to get off that Mysterious Tail. They're going to Level Ball here for another Mander. This does prevent the boss play. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And they're just going to Insta-Charge. Pretty typical Charizard turn 1. We do get our Counter Catcher. We're going to evolve into Bib. I'm not really sure we're going to be using Counter Catcher here. I'm probably thinking we are safe to Ultra Ball away Counter Catcher Metal Energy. Just to get our Arceus VSTAR. We're going to grab Arceus. And then we're just going to Bib for 4. And see what we can get off that. Hopefully we can hit a DTE. We do not hit a DTE. I'm going to Vengeful Punch onto Arceus. We're going to bench another Arceus. We're going to Starbirth here. Starbirth for Path and DTE is really, really strong in this matchup. Here is our Path to the Peak, and here's our Double Turbo Energy. This just kind of gives us, they have to have an out to the Path if they want to evolve. And especially if we just hit Judge on them here. Path Judge is a hell of a drug into Charizard. So here, our setup's not looking the worst, actually. So here, I'm just going to Trinity Nova for 180, power up our Goodra. And hopefully we can just get that guy going. There's those. Now we do have attached DTE to our Arceus V and Evolve next turn. So that's pretty solid. We do get our switch cards, so we can always switch into Goodra. Just because we want to start hitting that Rolling Iron early so that they are not able to wing us for too much damage. Because that -80 is really good, specifically into Charizard. They do have the Path out. They do have Jirachi. I don't know what Jirachi's doing on the bench, to be honest. They are going to sit here, and they are going to go in with a Seal Stone. I'm assuming they're going to grab Rare Candy or Charizard. Maybe Arven. They are going to Iono us. That's unfortunate, as we did have a pretty good hand going into this next turn. We go back into a pretty solid hand of Path to the Peak, Judge, Boss's Orders. They do have a hand of 9, so they probably have another out. Here's our Goodra V-Star we needed, though, and that is a really good card to get. We are going to bump it with Path, and then we're just going to throw it on Judge again. Path Judge is really strong into decks like Charizard. Here we do get our Ultra Ball, our 2 energy, our second Ultra Ball. I think we're probably safe to hit an Ultra Ball on this water. Then we're just going to grab our Arceus V. And then we're just going to draw up to 5 with Bidoof, or Bibarel. Hopefully we get an out to another Bidoof. We don't, but that is a-okay. We're going to attach for a turn onto this Arceus V-Star here. And then we're just going to swing Trinity Nova. Goodra does one-shot our Rotom, so I do think we are in a pretty good spot. We can take this 2-prize knockout. We can hopefully boss up that Rotom. And there's the boss off the prizes. That's crazy. We are looking pretty okay right here. If they don't get an out into Charizard EX, it's not looking solid for them here. Now, this is the power of Arc Goodra, is kind of, it just dominates the opponent. They do have the Iona to get us away from that boss's orders. That's unfortunate, but you know what? We gotta expect that. We do get into another boss's orders. They're gonna insta-charge again. So that's a brutal one to have to insta-charge there. We do have our rope boss, so we can rope into Goodra and then just start swinging. I think that's a pretty solid play. We're gonna rope into Goodra here, and then we're just gonna hit our boss's orders on Rotom. Stop them from insta-charging. We're gonna hit our boss's orders on Rotom. We are gonna attach our V-Guard energy to our Arceus V, and then we're just gonna Industrious for 3. Hopefully we find another path. We don't, but that's a-okay. And then we're just gonna hit Rolling Iron here for 200 damage. Now we're taking 80 less next turn. We are up 4-2 against Charizard. This deck can be pretty crazy at times. I feel like not a lot of people respect it, but I feel like if he does not get a boss and a Charizard here, it's not looking like it's a good game for him. That being said, we do have boss, we do have Raihan, so we can always just play around his low HP Pokemon. And there's just one Charmeleon. That's a tragedy for him. He's going to attach Return to Charmeleon. We are going to have boss on this Charmeleon next turn. We're going to hit our boss's orders on this Charmeleon. That kind of just meant he was never able to play in the first place. We're going to Nest Ball. We're going to grab another Bidoof. I think we're just going to hit our... I think we're going to bench this other Arceus. Nothing else we really need to do. We're going to attach a DTE to that Arceus and Bib for 1. And then I think we're just going to swing Rolling Iron. Yeah, this game's looking like it's heavily in our favor here. We are 5-1. And no matter what he does, even if he gets a Charizard up this turn, we are able to win this game. And our Goodra is just absolutely nuts here. Let's see if they can get any way to get out here. I think their only chance, counter catcher up the barrel. Yep, but we do have Switch in hand. They're going to pass, and that is a tragic, tragic game for Charizard. We're going to throw our path down. We're going to switch into Goodra, and we are about to 6-0 this Charizard. Now, this game was kind of small, so I'm going to jump into another game. I'll catch you guys in a second. Alrighty, so it looks like our opponent won the coin flip. They're going to be choosing if they want to be going first or second. Hopefully they allow us to go first. We will go first. That's okay. That probably means we're playing against Moon or Charizard. We do start Arceus, so that's all right. We're going to play our Arceus here. Hopefully we can top deck the energy so we can get the attach. If not, it's not the end of the world. Oh, we start Arceus into Raikou. They're either playing Lost Box or Miraidon here. We're going to just Nest Ball for our Goodra. Nest Ball for our Bidoof. And just pray that they don't have that turn 1 attack. I don't think it's really an unsafe play. We're going to throw our path down and then we're just going to pass. We do have the Lost Vacuum in hand for next turn. So it's a safe play to do. They do get Zapdos down. They get the Mew EX down. Let's see what else they can get done. There's the Lightning Energy. There's Pokemon Catcher. Catcher Miraidon. They get the heads. They're probably going to bring up Goodra here, which is tragic. They're going to pass. We're going to evolve into Bibarel. Yeah, we're going to evolve into Bibarel. They're down to 3 cards, so maybe we're just going to sit here. I'm going to grab another Arceus. I'm thinking we're actually... It sucks because if we Ultra Ball into Arceus, I think we're going to Lost Vacuum away this Ultra Ball. We're going to Judge. And then, actually, we're going to Bibarel first because sequencing. Bibarel first here. We don't really get much. We do have an attach onto Arceus. We're going to Nest Ball first to see what our energy counts are looking like. We didn't prize any energies. We did prize a DTE, but that's okay. We're going to bring another... I think we're going to bring another Goodra on. We're going to attach to Arceus, and then we're just going to Judge here. And we're going to pray we get an out into Arceus. We don't have one. That's okay, though. We're just going to go Bidoof here, and then we're going to pass. And just pray that they don't hit anything else. If they can fill their bench, then Raikou does swing Goodra, which is not ideal, but it's okay. They have the 4 Seal Stones, so they're probably getting an out. They're going into Zapdos here, so they are passing. Generator. They do get double off the Generator. That is not ideal for us here. Unless they have a way to get into all, like, a full bench and everything, we are safe here. They get the Peony. They're going to discard 3 Lightning Energy. That is wild. I'm not really sure why they didn't go attach for turn to active, but it is what it is, I guess. They get the Switch here. They get the Nest Ball here for the Miraidon. They're going to fill their bench. Yep, that's a good play. They're going to go up 2 prizes, but I think Goodra's going to help us here. I think Goodra's going to be able to clutch up. We're going to go into Arceus here. Iron Hands EX is a little bit scary for our Bibarels and our Bidoofs, but I think he's more than manageable. Let's see, they're going to swing Lightning Rondo. That is a knockout. 230 damage because of Zapdos. We're going to go into our Arceus that has energy. We do have an out just to get into everything we need. Path is see, part of me wants to just dump both of the Ionos and then just slam Path in his face, but Path is probably not but if he peonies again, maybe Path is good to have but bad. I think Path is good to have, so we're gonna dump. No, I think Path is fine to get rid of. We're gonna dump Path and Iono for our Arceus VSTAR. We do still have our Arceus. We're gonna Iono here. Iono them to 4. Bring ourselves to 6. There's our boss. There's our second Bib. Second Bib is actually probably really good. Here's our DTE. That's also probably really good. We're gonna throw our Path down. We're gonna Bib for 2. See what we can get into. V-Guard and Metal are both okay. So I think we're just gonna sit in Trinity Nova here. There's our 180. It's not quite swinging knockouts, which is unfortunate, but that sometimes happens with this deck where you're just short. If we can get an out into Goodra next turn, we are swinging knockouts on this stuff that has 200 HP, which honestly isn't a lot besides Raikou in this deck. We could be swinging Mew for knockout, but I think we made the correct play. They do get into their Flaffy, so they are going to be able to start powering up Miraidon or Iron Hands. Arceus is definitely in danger here from Iron Hands. We may just retreat into Goodra here. They're going to Lightning Rondo for 210. That's okay for us. Iron Hands swinging 3 is incredibly scary. We're going to Ultra Ball here. They're probably not swinging with any more Pokemon V. We're going to get rid of the V-Guard. We're going to get rid of both V-Guard. I don't think either of those are overly useful into our Goodra. We're going to evolve into Goodra. I think we can stick Iron Hands here probably. So we're going to grab him and then we're just going to start swinging with our Goodra. I'm going to attach for turn to Arceus and then I'm going to Industrious Incisors for 4. We do have our rope, so as unfortunate as that is, maybe we're going to attach Vengeful Punch here to Arceus because that means even if he has a way to swing this Arceus for knockout next turn, he's going to be taking 4 damage counters. So like if he swings with Raikou or Hands or Miraidon, it just fixes the math of Goodra, and I think that's really good. We're going to Industrious for 1 more here. We do get into Raihan. Raihan's not a bad card. We're going to retreat our Double Turbo into our Goodra. And Goodra's just going to start swinging into Iron Hands. 200 damage is pretty good. We're taking 80 less. So he's not really able to damage Goodra too much. And when he is, it's not for... he's probably 3-shotting Goodra. So Goodra is really good into this matchup. Miraidon is kind of scary. He does have the boss. The boss is okay because we still have the DTE. He's just going to pass, which is, once again, still perfectly fine. He's only got 2 cards in hand. I think we can just honestly go attach and then pass, because if we do that, or not attach, pass, attach and swing, if we do this, we can power up another Arceus. And Iron Hands is out of the equation, so we are perfectly fine in terms of just having Pokemon. Because he's not taking these extra prizes on this Arceus. We're going to take the first 2 prizes. Raihan Judge. Judge is probably okay, but I don't think we really want to judge him away from 2. With Path down, he doesn't have an out into Restart either. And Fleet-Footed can't be activated, so he's kind of just stuck here. There's the Ultra Ball. The Raichu is a little bit scary because he can just Dino Motor to it, but that's... I think we're okay. We do have our rope in hand, which is okay because Goodra is swinging like anything that's here. He's probably just going to go into Zapdos. We do take the 2 prize knockout on Raikou. So Vengeful Punch is super solid for that specific reason. We're gonna promote Goodra here for sure, because it's our turn to start. But it does, he is gonna go into the Miraidon. I think in terms of, I think we can just go into Arceus here. Arceus is swinging 200. Oh, this is kind of a tough spot for us to be in, but I think we're just gonna go, we're gonna escape rope, see what he brings up. No matter what he brings up, I think we're pretty okay here. We go into our Arceus. We still have the path out, so we're just gonna swing Trinity Nova. No energies to attach. We're gonna see if he can get the out here into any way for him to draw into a boss's orders, or a way that Mew can start swinging Goodra. If he doesn't have that, we have boss for game. Let's see, they bench another Mew. They put EXP share on Raichu, and then they're just gonna genome hacking, I'm guessing, right? Dynamotor onto the Raichu. Genome hacking for the Trinity Nova. And then we do have game on board, so that is it. Goodra is really solid. We didn't really utilize Goodra all that much. Trinity Nova was actually not a bad play onto Raichu, but we do literally just have the attach retreat into Goodra, swing for game. And then that is literally just it. Goodra is really solid. It swings for good numbers, and Vengeful Punch can fix a lot of math. Yeah, that's kind of just it. We won both games. We beat a Charizard. We beat a Miraidon. Let me know what deck you guys want to see next. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. So there we have it. Arceus Goodra. The deck functioned super well for us. We beat our opponent in both videos, and against that Charizard, we steamrolled him with Path Judge. So let me know what you guys thought. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next. Until then, peace out.